Starting new. Okay. Okay. What's up? What's up? Ivan. Nice. Welcome, Ivan. Please forgive me just starting off just for the first couple seconds. Everything's going to be through the chat. Um, but appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're testing a new setup right now. So we're live streaming and going on Zoom right now. So that's why I'm like trying to this whole new setup, which is kind of interesting. It'd be very interesting because I got banned from TikTok for like a couple days. Yeah, said some bad words there. can't can't say some things there. So bear with me, but we're good. Nice. Yeah, it's just gonna be like interacting through live stream. We got YouTube, we got Zoom, and if no one else really hops on, I gotta mute you at the end of the day. So it's Zoom only has like a mute all feature kind of thing. So we're kind of early. We're just gonna give the live stream a warm up. All right, I'm gonna say, you want to come on mute, Ivan? Because they're early. Dope. Okay, cool. It's like testing this out. Bear with me. Learning, learning, learning. That way I could give you some attention. Okay, so if I ask all, I think I could do this. There. Perfect. You're not on camera. It's just really just only what's on my screen, so that works well.
I really don't care either way, but
You know, some people are hiding from the law, so no, just kidding. Nice.
what did you say to get banned from TikTok? I've gotten a lot of points, in the past on TikTok.
What's the point limit you get up to? I'm at two
I think it
strikes.
was 12 or something, and I got like up to
Cool.
like maybe 6 or 8 or something.
Okay, there's hope. I thought it was a three strike.
And then they over time they go away. So then
Okay, cool.
they didn't really do anything. And
Cool. There's
I
hope.
have like I have like 6 accounts, so I don't really care. I have an account that has I think maybe 300 followers,
Mm-hmm.
and I have an account that's got like 16,000 followers.
Yeah.
A couple that are in between, so I can go live on a few accounts anyway. So whatever.
Good shit. Nice. Yeah, that's good to know.
I know how they roll on TikTok. So
Yeah, that came over like hate speech, and I was like, it was what? Not even the F word. I was like, come on now.
matter of fact, I have an entire phone dedicated to TikTok, and I have TikTok on 2 different phones, so they can't even tell. They're 2 different numbers. I never log on from the same device, with all accounts. So
Nice.
they have no idea that I even have 2 separate phones.
That's
I've
the
heard
hustle.
they ban people and that you can't even register with the same device another account. They'll know.
Mm,
So
good to know, because I was like, okay, I can see how people have like backup accounts and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, I could see that setting up. I saw one influencer, he DMs once you join or follow him, he'll DM you on his second account so that you have that record on the second account. So I assume that's second phone. So good to know.
yep,
Dude, this
yep.
game.
Actually, I bought a third phone that I'm just setting up to. You can get these iPhones for like $200.
Sick.
I
Dope.
forget what model it is, but you can get them on eBay or eBay. You can get them on Amazon.
Yeah.
They work really well. I think I forget what it was called. Somebody tipped me off to it, and it's like basically brand new. They say it's refurbished, but
Genius. That's genius. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like, yo, um, that's the game. It's like there's so much value in going TikTok live. Like that's where all the customers mostly are. And so it's like, yo, gotta like plan long term. That's why I did this whole Zoom setup one.
I think it was in May. Was it no June? It was right around June of 24. I had 800,000 visitors
Mm-hmm.
on the live over the course of the month. That's a lot.
That's massive
That's a lot
traffic.
of exposure, live. So I think it's undervalued. Big time.
Oh, they don't know yet because like the big thing is the streams. Where from the streams, it's all QVC live shopping. That's where now everyone is like you when you go live. That's when you're closing sales. This niche is a little different, where it's like you'll just give help them get results through the live. But yeah, live shopping, we're like 8 years behind China as far as I mean, they're not even going to the
Yeah.
website. They're just live streaming and then boom, right? Sales in the DMs or sales in WhatsApp, and I'm like,
Yep. Yep.
yo.
It's coming. It's coming. It's already here, really.
Oh yeah, I'll show you this one, this slide here. This is a place in Santa Monica, Southern California, and they're a TikTok marketing agency where they partner with brands and then they'll push products like
So they are. Yeah.
all day. They're just live streaming 8 hours a day. Psh.
Yeah. I'm. By the way, I was paid. I was a paid consultant for Goalie Nutrition. I'm the one that brought Goalie Nutrition to TikTok.
Really
Yeah, multi-million-dollar company. Yeah.
sick. What's your background or
Yeah.
like what do you do now?
I have a digital marketing company,
Gotcha.
and we're primarily an AI email agency.
Oh, interesting.
We've been in the GHL world about 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So we also sell our white label version of High Level
Nice.
called
Yeah.
Conduit, but we've kind of branched out to a few different services. So
Do you
do
do?
some consulting,
Mhm.
consulted with Goalie, as I mentioned, consulted with pretty big fitness influencer on monetization.
Do you do web scraping leads? Like, can you get us business scraping leads per se? Because I have one client, and I'm trying to figure out. He has a AI or it's an AI tool for people to turn their videos into like actionable steps per se. And he's stuck at he's trying to use AI and everything to scrape the leads, and it's like, well, kinda. It's like before he does outbound kind of thing.
You get what you pay for. Have you
Yeah,
heard of Clay?
sounds familiar. Let's check out Clay.
Yeah, so Clay is so basically my co-founder is more that he's like the really technical person. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know enough to be dangerous. I know how to log into all of our systems,
Nice.
um, but he's the one that does a lot of the building. And we built a couple apps which we outsource development. So
Gotcha.
he's not even a programmer per se, but he knows basic stuff, right?
Gotcha.
But
Shit.
Clay, so he tells me we're doing basically what you're looking at in Clay. We're doing what Clay is doing essentially. So if we wanted to, we could
Interesting.
sort of compete with Clay, but that's not really our business model.
Right.
Uh, we have enterprise customers which we run LinkedIn campaigns for, along with email campaigns. So we'll go out and we'll
Mm.
identify their ICP, then we'll go out and pull the data, and then we'll start running programs. Um, Also do commercial trade shows, all B2B stuff. So our clients are like enterprise clients. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot of telecommunications. We have some pretty notable, you would know who they were if I mentioned them, kind of clients.
Nice.
But
Good.
we're getting that data. But we found is we do enrichment, so we'll go to many different sources, and having the right data is what it's about. You can't just get these scrapers and
Mm-hmm.
expect to have a great result, because you're not going to get cell phones, right? You're not going to get accurate emails,
Mm-hmm.
and you lose inbox placements when you send out a whole bunch of emails and a large percentage of them don't get delivered. They hard bounce, and then
Gotcha.
you get first you go into like the promotions folder, and then you go into the dreaded spam folder,
Right. It's a very quick, like,
right?
nice. Who's your ideal customer?
Um, Enterprise clients, Fortune 100. We do a lot of consumer electronics, telecommunications, IoT sector.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're in the process now. We launched using the AI employee from GHL. We have a whole separate. I was gonna send you my site the other day when you were on roasting people's sites. It's
Yeah.
called it's called Conduit
Let's go.
AI. Um,
I can't.
so Conduit. This is our new
Two.
SaaS only site. Yeah.
I can't spell for shit. How do you spell conduit?
You can go conduit. Go conduit automation. It
Cool.
should come up. Conduit
Nice.
automation. Yeah, there.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Second one.
Never miss a
So this is
call.
in development. We're officially launching
Okay.
probably Monday. But this is all
Nice.
native GHL. There's some examples there. Just build some voice bots. We've been building voice bots for probably going on 2 years now. We were one of the first customers for Bland AI.
Oh, Blend. Yeah. Gotcha.
We were working directly with the founder of Bland when they started that whole company.
Holy shit.
So we got to finish that custom code there.
No, this is clean. Very, very clean. I mean,
just different examples there. That's our wide play because we want to have. We went really narrow in the beginning. We started with electrical contractors years ago, and then
Gotcha.
we started kind of ratcheting up. But we wanted to have more of a self-service option. We're just starting with voice, as you can see. That's kind of low-hanging fruit.
right.
Not complex stuff. If they want complex stuff, then we go on to our agency side of the business, which is AIDA.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one of our brands. Stands for AI Digital Assistant.
Gotcha. Interesting. Dude, very nice. And then which of the niches did you find worked the best for your model?
For this one right now, we have quite a few. Junk is pretty much front and center. We have quite a few trash companies straight up. Like picture 1-800-GOT-JUNK. I'm sure you've heard of them. Or
Right.
a whole bunch of college hunks hauling junk, and we have a couple of smaller franchises. Picture like around 100 units, where we'll help them standard marketing, digital marketing services.
Nice. I'm going to save this. Keep this in mind. Because I could push some clients to you. Because you're you're already established. I have a lot of people who's like, they're looking for stuff like this. I just don't do like any building anymore. I'm pure in
Matter
that.
of fact, yeah, our one of the last things I want to do is, GHL has that affiliate play, so I'll shoot you the affiliate link if you want. That way you can get paid on it.
Yeah,
Well, right?
yeah, I'm working with I guess I still got to set it up. All the affiliates for, let's say, code today. Actually here. Because there's a lot of affiliate codes for stuff that we're doing in the AI training program. And it's all the tools. Let's see if I go here, search, join affiliate program. So Gling, have you played with Gling, AI video editor? Oh, dude, so nice. Like it just edits all the videos for you. It's like 90% good. Removes the the dead spaces and stuff like that. And then make.com, go high level, Notion, Cider. Cider's like a little AI assistant. TickTick.
I don't use Cider. There's so many apps, unbelievable.
These have been the most that it's like my go-to. It's like even I keep my, what's this? Move this out of the way. There we go. Here.
Is Gling like Descript?
Yeah, but much easier per se.
Oh, interesting.
Way easier. Yeah, because I was like, I got to edit all the videos for the courses and stuff. And then I'll show you a demo of Gling.
Oh, you know what? I want to invite my fireflies in here. I forgot to do that.
Oh, yeah, invite.
I saw fireflies on your list. Where's the code?
Let's do analytic.
You can, for $60, you can also private label fireflies. They can
Oh, interesting.
set that up. So when we meet clients, we have all of our company meetings are transcribed and put in a vector database, and then we take those and then we process them for different things, right? We have Slack channels set up, and we're kind of automating.
Nice. That's a really good workflow. Yeah, because then it would just like transcribe. You got a central database if anyone's missing and stuff like that, and then you could always go back and then easily distribute it to all the stakeholders. So it's like, that's nice.
I think content, one of our products is Convo to Content. So you'll have a sales
Okay.
conversation with somebody, and then it will take that and it will process it into content.
Using what type of workflow, like make.com kind of thing, or
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
nice. Yeah, that's totally possible. I mean,
We use
now,
Make, we use N8N and Airtable mainly.
what would you find is the big differentiator as far as like type of task or project between they're going to be like, yo, NAN is going to be that's the main one versus.
And I don't think N8N is quite there yet. I think
Hmm.
you have those. It's a whole different operation. So in a scenario, you're left to right. You're just going through the scenario. But NAN it operates a little differently, and it's I don't think it's quite there yet. It seems to be, first of all, the error rates are very high on on both of them really.
Yeah.
Now I heard from very good authority that Make really soon is going to have agents.
Ooh, exciting. I know they're competing with
It's coming
Zapier.
real soon. Yeah.
Zapier is marketing this, buying every influencer in AI, going, look what Zapier now does AI agents. It's like,
We can't use Zapier. We learned early on that our bills were getting just in the stratosphere with Zaps. We're like,
yeah,
what?
it's, yeah, it's highway robbery. And then they have a secret plan that if like they charge two different prices on the back end, it's like, it's so.
I think they're great for like the novice occasional user, but the thing that's cool about N8N, so you can we'll have our own instance of that real soon, so you can just
Hmm.
host it. You don't have to even use them directly.
Nice. Yeah, that's the because I've even seen people, if I'm not mistaken, um, they'll output the make.com and then I don't even know if this is like the right naming, but they'll use ChatGPT to convert it to a Lambda function to then run it on AWS, which has more operations at a cheaper, like their free tier is like more than what you'll most use or something like that,
Yeah, it's something like that. Yep.
which is
I know about. It sounds like I know about what you do. The general the general gist of it.
yeah. I'm like, generally that's a thing. It's just strolling on Reddit. And like, oh, that's good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let me show you Glean. This is dope. So you just upload a video, and then you're just selecting just like three buttons: remove the ums, remove the dead space, and then remove any like double takes. And then you have the timeline down here. Welcome. In this video, we're going to look at the analytics of our YouTube. So you're just watching it like an audiobook. And then when you're like, nah, I don't like that sentence right there, you highlight, cut, and it goes down and does the snippet down below automatically. So I'm like, no, actually, I do like that. Super
That's cool.
simple. And then export
It's
MP4.
similar to Descript though. Have you used Descript?
I tried, but I just got confused when I first started. I was like,
It's a little bit of a pain. Yeah.
I was like, I just want to do basically that. But that has more features though. As far as like, I think even like changing, you could rewrite the word and it will redub it over, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
On Bling or the
Descript.
Descript
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
And then Descript also, if I remember, also does you could look at your script, and then Descript will move your eyes so that you're looking at the camera.
I'm not sure about that because what I do is I'll record it and then I'll give it to the person that helps me. It's something
Nice.
that helps me.
We're not supposed to be master of everything. It's like, yeah, just
Yeah.
enough to be dangerous.
Yeah. There's just no time. Things are moving too fast.
It's crazy because it's like, I mean, I did a video on my YouTube channel. It's like 23 AI tools for real estate, and I was rewatching. I was like, 2 months later, I was like, half of those tools are gone. Like, there's not like I'm not gonna use Otter. I'm gonna use Fireflies. I'm not gonna use CapCut. I'm gonna use Glean, and so much more. I was like, geez, this thing's already obsolete, like mostly. And so,
Interesting.
yeah, now where people are like,
Do you get a decent amount of leads from there?
not as
From
much as
YouTube?
not as much as like give you a little behind the scenes. Not as much as TikTok does per se. Quality, higher quality, yes.
Yeah.
But it's a longer. So I've gotten a couple real estate title companies, agencies, and mortgage companies find me through these videos, and they're evergreen. As long as the key is like with vidIQ. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, vidIQ. If you could find keywords that have low keyword volume, it's pretty easy to rank for your videos to come up at the top. But it's a long term play, and then it's just the same link in bio, kind of like just directs everyone to the page or to your main website.
Hmm.
And then for the show you the analytics, because now I just started posting, we're using Buffer to post on now LinkedIn and Instagram, but I'm like, just a little more extra traffic, but and then updating. Did you find me through Meetup or?
I really don't remember. Probably TikTok. Probably.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, now most of my traffic, it's mostly the lives. They know the website domain, so they'll type it in directly, usually from like the call to action. TikTok's the most, then YouTube, then they forget how to spell it, so they'll go to Google and try and find me. Meetup, and then LinkedIn's at the very bottom. Bing, that's so funny. That's actually Bing just came up now, so probably this week.
Where's that analytic? Oh, is that ConvertKit or something?
Yeah, this is for because I'm just super lazy. It's like I literally have the opt-in form on my lead page on my, so I use Go High Level, but I don't use any other feature than just the website, and then that's just
Oh,
an embedded form for kit.com for email marketing.
right.
Um, so because my sales
Do you
process, I'll go for it.
no? So do you use ManyChat or no?
No, because for me, well, probably in the future, because right now I just started. Today was because of the TikTok ban. Now I'm pushing more content. I post 6 times a day, and now I'm adding TikTok and so the first 30 days was great, and then now I'm just adding the next channel, which is Instagram and LinkedIn to my channel. So it's like YouTube, TikTok, YouTube, and now at a Meetup, and then now adding Instagram and then LinkedIn as far as that channels.
Well, GHL has. I just got a really nice couple workflows. So you're basically doing the exact same thing that you can do in ManyChat, and it's already included in GHL. Pushing it right out. So it's we're talking about social, and that's kind of why I jumped on because my role in the company is changing a little bit, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
really focusing on inbound because
Gotcha.
we're such a outbound heavy company that we sell outbound services, right? So when people find us, it's really easy to sell a client. So it's like, well, how did you find us? Be like, oh, I got your, and we're like, yeah, that, right? So do you want
Right.
us to do that for you? And they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's really, the closing rate's pretty high.
Nice. And your outbound's cold email or
We
what is
use cold email and LinkedIn.
it? LinkedIn Sales Navigator or
Yeah, so we have a
okay.
couple different systems. I mean, there's a ton of LinkedIn automation systems. Currently, we use a service called Reply, but we do a lot of AI processing using the systems we were talking about before, like we use Make and N8N. Um, we do disk profiling, all
Oh,
kinds of
this
cool
thing.
stuff.
This one right here.
Sales psychology, you know.
Nice.
So some of these platforms, so there's like a workflow builder within that program,
Gotcha.
and you can run LinkedIn and email campaigns at the same time. So then
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
we we use AI to go out and get the data like I was talking about,
Enrichment.
and we'll take that data and we'll enrich that data, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll take that and load them into the campaigns, and then we'll bring them back out, and then we built a app to deliver
Wow.
the
Yeah.
results. So we have our clients log into an app that we're piping in the leads essentially to it. So they log on. We use like you heard of Softer. There's a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
But Softer, Lovable. There's a ton of the app builders. But
Oh,
we
nice.
built a custom app so that way when our clients log on, all they see is just their leads essentially and all the outreach that was happening. We're a managed
Clean.
service, so we do all that for them,
Mm-hmm.
and they just get all the goodness. They get the leads.
Dude, that's awesome. That's super clean. I mean, definitely be in touch. I mean, I will definitely like probably use you in the future because I have to like figure out. That's right now. I'm all inbound. I'm like outbound is like something I'll do later. later slash ads. It depends. I definitely want to, like, right now I'm just banking for next TikTok ad campaigns, but I'm going to send them to a webinar funnel, nurture, and then bring them into the community type thing.
Did you not go to the right place? I'm looking at your screen. I don't think you're on the place I was telling you.
Oh, which one? So,
Website I was telling you. It's reply.io.
okay.
You seem familiar.
There's like 4,800 tools. It's like you misspell one.
Wow.
Gotcha. So this one does workflows, and then you could do email and LinkedIn communication from it.
Right. So what we'll do is
Oh.
we'll pipe in the data, and then it's bi-directional. So depending on what action they take, then we'll use the AI to process the information, and then we'll just go in at a high level and just click approve, approve, approve. Because when people reply back, we don't want the AI until it's fully trained on the customer's business to say, hey, would you like to buy a toaster if they're selling cell phones, right? 'Cause
Right.
it doesn't make any sense. But most of the time it does get the context and it understands, um, what's happening. But there's a bunch of technical stuff that has to happen on the AI, on the email side, though. It's on the surface, they want you to think it's simple, but it's really not. We have one client might have 300 email addresses that we're sending from.
Gotcha.
One client, you know.
Yeah, because it scales. So what's
We
the
have to constantly monitor for blacklists. I mean, there's all types of stuff that goes on.
what's a typical conversion on, say, I don't know, pick a bank, like 500 or 1,000, like?
We shoot for an open rate of over 50% on cold.
Wow.
Which we're getting.
Okay.
I'm looking at our dashboard right now.
Wow.
Like 53, 55. We have one that's at 82% right now. It really depends, but we do a crap load of enriching. We got to make sure that we're getting the right person, the right message, the right time. Like, it's like I said, it's all about identifying those things. And then, once we go into the test phase, it takes a couple months to kind of dial it in, but we'll produce, let's say an account that we're sending out like 80,000 emails a month for a customer, for example. We may get that customer 60 appointments, a month, something around there. So it's pretty decent,
Yeah. I don't know if this will help. Maybe. Have you ever heard of Growth List? Oh, come on, zoom in. So Growth List is just they just have a huge database of B2B leads, and then you could send them, basically, you could do one of two things. You could subscribe and then and just get fed X amount, or you could give them like a target list. I'm looking for, it could be anything from they just got seed funding, they're in a niche or industry, they're certain company size, their headquarters is, and so. And I've used them for when I used to do B2B. I was a long time ago. It was a Salesforce consultancy, and so I use them to like find me and verify email. They'll give you all the LinkedIn and Twitter of the CEO and all that contact information. They do their verifying.
You worked for Salesforce, or you were an agency?
So I was a Salesforce admin for about 5 years, and then I did my own consultancy for like a year. And then I switched over to.
Very sour taste in my mouth from Salesforce.
Oh yeah. Salesforce is a beast of a shit product. Oh yeah.
If they went down in just a fireball, I would be like, yes.
Yeah, it's not, and their whole thing AI that they're pushing is like, no, it's trash. Like it's, so who'd you say would be the alternative for them that's mostly in demand? What, HubSpot?
Yeah, first of all, I love those guys because I listen to literally every word of every podcast from Marketing Against the Grain. It's probably like my favorite podcast. Those guys are really sharp, and they're HubSpot people. They're like founders and executives at HubSpot that run that.
Oh wow!
I just had an incredibly fine.
There we go.
They're like right on the cutting edge, and just every one of their episodes are fire. Everything is good that they produce.
Wow, nice.
So I I don't use HubSpot. I was one of the early adopters, and I didn't like it because I was so early that I was like, eh.
Mm-hmm.
But then I discovered, high level many years later. HubSpot's been around for a while, so.
Yeah, it's hard, but I feel like HubSpot is maybe like mid-size and enterprise, and then go high levels, semi mid-size and below kind of thing. They're really
Yeah.
good for small, but
Here, this is my prediction. Are you recording this? Is it going to be on YouTube or no?
yeah, this is recording to be live stream on YouTube.
Yeah. But let's see. Let's go back. Let's hopefully come back and see if this is true or not. I think within 24 months from now, a lot of these big CRMs will be almost obsolete because I have a feeling it's going to become heavily agentic, where people will just speak and
Mm-hmm.
things will just happen, and we won't have to log in and do things. Um, I was thinking a really cool application for Go High Level. One of the things that I'm not sure what your background is, and maybe you can tell me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I spent decades in sales and sales management too, and the thing is the salesperson doing one thing or are they doing 100 things? Depends on how the company is structured. But a salesperson, in my opinion, should only be closing. They're trying to do all
Mm-hmm.
these different tasks, and the problem is they're not good at all these tasks, and they don't
Right.
always do the data entry, and it's always like pulling teeth to get them to do it.
Yep.
Imagine if you can just have a sales conversation and everything happens in the background using AI.
Wow.
That's phase one.
Yeah.
We're almost there now. I could probably do it in a few months, where go into GHL, process all the meetings now using whatever service you'd like,
Mm-hmm.
and then take actions within the CRM. So
Mm-hmm.
the actions aren't happening manually; they're happening using AI.
Yep.
So you're talking about whatever deliverables they are. It's producing the quotes. It's moving
Mm-hmm.
them through the stages. It's setting up the follow-ups. Everything is done through voice and AI processing.
Yeah, you could even conceptualize that with like voice. You could do NAN and then Airtable, and then just
Yeah.
separate the
Well, there
user
you go.
from that.
You
Like,
just built. You just had a flavor of it in a matter of seconds. Right. That's my point.
yeah, because I see it from the other side. As far as I read an interesting article saying that any SaaS company technically has no IP moat now that we have Replit and Cursor and IO. Like, these kids now can replicate anything from Netflix to fundamentally a cleaner version of Salesforce, like with very little coding and also team experience. I follow this guy, Peter IO, Peter Levels. So this dude is super gangster as far as actually not that one. Um Many years ago, God, it's almost been like probably 10 years ago. He started this whole thing of like, let me code a new app every single once a month. And then now his series is basically now this is his latest thing is like using these no code tools, Replit, Cursor, and he builds in public. Now he's able to get MVP because they said a very interesting thing. They're like, the more advantages in the IP is the traffic. So it's the personal brand of being able to promote that it's like, because it's all content inbound. If you have that control, then you can pivot and quickly develop now any type of SaaS product fundamentally. Like, there's no moat, which is terrifying.
Yeah, I think you're looking at what was it called? Freestyle development.
Vibe coding.
There's a slang. Vibe
Vibe.
coding.
I'm still like, what the like? That's a thing, but yeah, that's a thing. Like, that's now.
Totally vibe coding. This guy was just going insane, building stuff, and it was working. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, the founder of was it the founder or CEO, the person who created Y Combinator,
Yeah.
really smart dude. He was challenged by somebody
Right.
to. Did you hear this one
The
about
battle.
DocuSign? Did you
Oh,
hear that one?
oh, I've seen other battles where they were battling, but well, yeah, and then he released it for free. Yeah.
Free. He was talking to his friend. His friend's like, "Hey, kid," he's like, "I'm so pissed. I look at all this." He's like, "Is there a way that you can like cut my DocuSign bill?" He's like, "Look at all this money I'm paying for DocuSign." He's like, "Huh, that's interesting." Literally started on Friday night, and on Monday that was done. Completely slayed DocuSign for nothing. Yeah, I actually signed up to it. I have it somewhere. I went and checked it out because
Yeah.
we use DocuSign in one of the businesses. The other one we use Go High Level because it's included.
Mm-hmm.
It's free and it's included. You might as well use it. But interesting how you got. I mean, look at DocuSign stock too. It's really tanking. Like
Right.
you said, there's no moat. I mean, the emperor's got no clothes at this point. Like, holy shit.
Let's see, maybe see if we could find that article or something. But yeah, that was how I built a DocuSign clone in 30 minutes. Yeah, that's I mean, now that was the thing that opened my eyes. I was like, wait a minute. So any software now is up for grabs, that you can innovate and do a leaner version of it. Like Salesforce is so bloated, for example, but you could do now a leaner version of it. I was using JotForm just because it's like free for, but still, like, yeah, it could, because all Silicon Valley does is just take existing businesses and then add some SaaS product or SaaS element to it. So now you could do the same thing of, you've already have the app library and I mean, you could look at any like Y Combinator business and stuff, and now you can create a leaner, simpler version, charge a subscription, and then you're off to the races fundamentally.
Until when though? And that's the thing that I talk to my business partner all the time about is like, is it is it a moment in time problem, right? An MIT problem.
Right.
Is it a problem that we're experiencing right now in this moment of time, and then we spend resources to solve for that problem, and next thing you know, you wake up and you're like, OpenAI just did this, and you're like, holy crap! I just wasted my last couple of months developing something, and now it's erased by OpenAI for free. Like,
Yeah, that's the other side of it, is it's quick to develop, but on the other side, all the larger organizations are quick to absorb or add that feature or in and stuff like that. It's going to be but at the end of the day, it comes down to traffic. It comes down to distribution. How well can you market and distribute and get attention on whatever that product is for that period of time before it gets absorbed into a larger entity per se.
right. I heard one of the most brilliant things I heard on strategy was, and I don't particularly love the guy, but Jeff Bezos
Mm-hmm.
was he was asked a lot when he gets interviewed, like, hey, what's changing? What do you see changing in the future? And he's like, I don't answer that question anymore. I say you should ask me the question, what's not going to change?
Mm. Yeah.
I said, hmm. He's like, think about it. He's like, that's how I operate. That's how Amazon became a thing. Like, people are always going to buy stuff online. He's like, be excellent at that thing that you're pretty sure is never going to change. People are going to buy stuff online. That's the fundamental thing of Amazon. Make it really easy, seamless, like, be really good at that thing.
Right. But even that is, I mean, it's going to get smaller and smaller, because it's like, it's interesting to see that now, because I'm seeing like people using, I did a post today about people are using Hailu to create movie trailers now. And it's like, holy shit, like that's like, so regardless of the industry wise, Menace Chico, yeah, this one, oh, that's doing pretty good. TikTok, you can't touch. Okay, so now this trailer of film, correct, whole trailer's done in what I assume it's Midjourney to do the storyboards, and then another one which is Hailu for the videoing, and like for a fraction of the cost. Like that's like, so whether it be film, software, like
Disruption is everywhere. Yeah, I know. Like Sona, there was a ton of them. There's
yeah, so that's gonna be the trend is, because I was listening to South by Southwest, and this one guy was saying the time it took to upskill and then for you to be able to monetize economically from that skill usually was a period of like, right now it's like 2 to 3 years, but or at least a while ago it was 2 to 3 years, because even Salesforce, when I pivoted to Salesforce, that lasted about 3 years, 4 years, and then I pivoted again to digital marketing, and then and that lasted a year, and then I pivoted again, and now it's AI, and so right now I'm sticking into the AI training and education, just learning and development, but it's because the main thing is how fast can you upskill yourself, unlearn what you your traditional workflow is pretty much tools and workflow, and then reskill yourself into whatever the new, because like HubSpot did this report a year ago, which was kind of interesting. Let's go to documents. They this was early 2024. They HubSpot. They analyzed a bunch of startups. This was so obsolete now. They're like, hey, startups, early 2024, what's your go-to-market like tech stack for AI? It was so early, but the concept was there in the sense that so you have everyone in different departments: sales, marketing, operations, success, but each employee is using 10 different some AI tool to now work at a higher productivity. But this was so lazily done, they just literally copy pasted and changed the color because there wasn't that many other tools out there. But that was the gist of things to come. Whereas now you've got Explora. This is probably the only like AI tool directory site. AIXPLORIA. They're they're not the best as far as ranking per se, but they're the best as far as, hey, what's going on in each tool per se. Like, okay, video, email, whatever, like bucket them.
That's a new one. I haven't heard of that one.
Oh yeah.
Directory.
Yeah, because there's the website, there's an AI for that. I'm even on their newsletter, but it's so overwhelming. A lot of the tools aren't really like robust in a sense. This one adapts slower, but still ranks like, so for example, I wouldn't put Grok or Gemini. LeChat's probably down there, but it's like this is good as far. Have seen VO2 now?
No.
VO2 crushes Sora. So much so that now you could create AI influencers. People are doing whole movies, VO2 influencers. Because now I'm seeing a bunch of pop-up stuff that, like, let's say, mute this. So so they could do product reviews. You could upload a picture of a product and they will fake review. Like, she doesn't exist and then the shoe doesn't exist.
Oh wow. Yeah, I've seen one too, by the way. This is not the first one.
Yeah, now the new
This
one.
was actually out of China that did this.
Oh, really? There's Pika. Pika does that now. But before Pika, now it's Creatify. Let's do this one. This one's trippy because here you can, for a very cheap price, you can create your own AI influencer too. So what ecom what ecom businesses are doing, they're using this to pump out variations of ads and then also content, and then to get feedback on what product or which demographic to double down on.
Yep.
And then, yeah, it's so fast. But that's the game. Is like trying to. There's I figure like maybe 8 months at the max that you could capitalize on each of these like new tools, faster, smarter, cheaper, before your market gets aware as far as like, oh, we could use this now kind of thing. Because most of the biggest thing is it's just flood of information and people don't know how to because there's the whole shiny object syndrome. So like, and I want your opinion on this. This will be cool. This is the way I've kind of guided people to say like, hey, if you're going to get into AI or even AI enable your company, this from the foundation and up is relatively both the upskill path and the tools that you need to start building on to then start taking full advantage of AI. The productivity is just like, top 10 tools, just how you touch a computer. Not everything is AI related, but just how you're efficient on a computer. Marketing is like go high level. Automation is like make.com, NAN. You could pick your flavor of chatbots and voice to connect it all together. I would.
Yeah, like agents,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in there, right?
Yeah. I got to add content too. Content's probably going to be, I'm debating it's either before or after, because marketing for me is like the acquisition of the lead to nurture into a sale. So I probably would put content. To me, I'm teaching content before marketing, because content, you just don't know what what topic you're talking about to your ideal customer, that resonates the most. You may think you have the highest priority of the problem that you're trying to solve, but it's like when I did all my content for all the AI stuff, I was like, oh, make.com social media content is like the most views that I was getting. I was like, oh, I should probably create a course around make.com creating content and automation. Versus I launched a ChatGPT course last year, and that was like it I couldn't upsell anymore because it was like, what's next? And there wasn't that many other tools outside of like ChatGPT. It was like, okay, now you've got I'd still like my top three. It's like for the dailies, it's like DeepSeek and ChatGPT for like any project base, and then Cider for like any small task. Like it's pretty much just writing, rewrite this, improve this, fix the grammar, and then they got a nice little.
Claude guy? You don't like Claude for writing, or?
No, because Claude, I get annoyed with like early on was like the usage limits. Because I used to do email campaigns in Claude, and then the limits was like it just annoyed me, and I was like, wow, because I have a custom GPT that I've used just for copywriting, and I'm like, oh, let me just stylize it the way I want it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Would you add any
Yeah.
to this from your day-to-day workflow?
Yeah, I usually what we'll do is if it depends on how big of a decision it is, right? So we have a lot of legal contracts that we deal with. We're dealing with these companies. So
Mm.
we usually spread it out between different LLMs and then kind of
Mm.
take what we like and leave the rest. So
Right.
approach, I guess it depends on how big the decision is or what we're trying to accomplish, but we do spread it out. So it's primarily GPT. DeepSeek is really good now for certain things,
Nice.
and and Claude primarily. We kind of stay away from Grok. Grok is trained on X data, so if you want
If you want emojis and
interesting experience, you can try all those different Grok modes and get a little freaky over there if you want.
Yep.
But I think the thing that is unique is it's trained on that data set that the other companies don't have access to.
Hmm. Yeah. It's
Play around
interesting.
a little bit with the deep research from Google.
Hmm.
That depends what you're doing too.
Yeah, it always comes down to like what task are you trying to work on, and
Right.
then there's a better tool that's for that per se. That's the main thing, especially with
I
like.
will say this. We do a lot of voice prompting.
Hmm.
We have GPTs built and we have stuff in house, but the way I see things going is learning prompting almost since we started. Going back like right when pretty much GPT was even launched. We were already using AI tools.
Hmm.
Learning prompting is almost going to be irrelevant because all these models are shifting away from having to know how to prompt properly and just they're adapting to us rather than us having to adapt to them. So it's going to become less important to do that, and the models will probably shift. As I think already I heard something about, I'm sure you heard something about that too, where OpenAI, their next iteration is going to be the just one. They're basically going to alleviate everything. You're going to go to one.
Yeah.
Rather than having people choose through, and it's going to assess the task that you want done, and it's going to spin up that particular model that will be able
Right.
to give you the best output. So
Yeah, that's very interesting. It's like prompt engineers eventually. Well.
we do a lot of meta prompting.
Hmm.
Heard that term? Right. So we
I
do
haven't heard.
meta
Wait,
prompting.
I haven't heard of meta.
So
What's
it's
meta?
like,
How would you do?
you come up with a prompt that you think would be the best prompt, and then you spit it into an LLM or several LLMs and say, make this prompt better.
Mm.
Basically, then you take that
Yeah.
prompt and you put it into the LLM, a separate one, right? A separate chat,
Hmm.
and that's pretty effective.
I use that for like say like Midjourney, like convert my this into a Midjourney prompt, or like I had to write one for like a legal contract for one of the members today. I was like, create a prompt that any user could fill in so that they could create a small business contract for XYZ, add these variables, create that prompt kind of thing. So you're using them to
So,
prompt.
If you go to console.anthropic.com, they have the console.anthropic.com, and they should, depending if you're logged in or not, you should have access to
And log in.
write a prompt. See if you can bring it up whenever.
Yeah, let me log in
It
real
should say
quick.
write a prompt, generate a prompt, and improve an existing prompt. And that's a pretty good tool that we use internally. If you're into really complex stuff, building voice agents is really difficult.
Do you use Vappy or like try to think of like there's Simple Talk or Bland? Which one do you like most?
Well, depends on what you're doing. Bland is our go-to for really complex stuff that involve API calls. So let's just say here's a great application. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if this is going to be publicized, somebody maybe could thank me for saying this, so they're going to hear it. They can maybe develop it on their own. But car dealership, for an example, right?
Gotcha.
So it's a very competitive industry. Somebody calls in and it's after hours. They
Mm-hmm.
can speak with the AI, and then what that will do is that will reference their current inventory,
Okay.
bring up their current inventory, and speak intelligently about the attributes of that particular model versus other models they may be looking at, and can have a sales conversation with the prospect entirely. Hey, you looking at another vehicle? Oh, you're looking for this? Why exactly are you looking for that? Are you shopping for it now? And it can know exactly how to sell that person based upon their answers using psychological training. So
Wow.
it would
Yeah.
intentionally use a QBS methodology, question-based sales methodology. It would be programmed to be an Uber salesperson, basically. Figure out what the customer's shopping for, see what the offers are, and literally basically sell after hours with their current inventory, right? So entice them to come in with a discount and
Right.
hold that inventory for them to come in and sell the car. Meanwhile,
Right.
the other salesperson's sleeping, or they're returning an email, right?
They're
So
just waking up. So because of
yeah,
how Bland has the ability to make API calls to pull data in real time, pretty much. That's what makes it so flexible.
well, it's flexible, but the conversation that too, and the conversational pathways are just a little bit more baked or more complex
Gotcha. Okay.
because the engineering side of it, very basic stuff like I showed you the website in the beginning. That's
Mm-hmm.
for like 90% of the market, right? That's like your tens of millions of small businesses out there. They can go on, they can get that plan. That's a receptionist essentially, right? It's a voice agent that'll answer the phone. It's very smart. Don't get me wrong. It can pull stuff up, and also can be programmed with, if it's a customer, for example, and they're in the database, to say, hey, I see you're a customer, and we can have merge fields within GHL and say and reference those fields. Hey, I can see you're coming in tomorrow. I can see you have an appointment, right? But
Mm-hmm.
but it's only scratching the surface, right? What you can do with those APIs, you can go out and here's a car's a great example. Hey, you're looking for this brand new Honda, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I am. Okay, what do you have now? Oh, I have a Chevy. Oh, what year is it? Literally do API calls and find out what the value is of it, and entice the person with a real-time trade-in offer right there on the spot within a matter of seconds.
Wow. Yeah. Oh wow. But and then all the logic is done inside of say Bland to do that data in to
Well,
adjust to.
you would
Sorry.
API out. You would
Gotcha.
API out to whatever you're using,
Pull
whatever
that.
builder. Yeah, could be a May,
Fascinating.
for example. Right?
Right. That's fascinating. Yeah, because
And
at the
then you go back to a vector database, and then you put all that stuff in a vector database. So the client would be loaded in a vector database, and then you take and reference that database, right?
oh
So you would
wow,
have
even the
you would
database
have
is
all the
vector.
margins and things in there. So
Right. I didn't even think about even just the whole database just being vector. So that streamlines that whole process. I'm thinking API calls to an existing database of like that, but I'm like that takes
right.
a lot of like SQL querying to like
It's like
pull and
it's
log.
like a RAG system, right? So it's a
Right.
retrieval augmented generation. So you take that information, and then you augment it with the data, and then you get the output. So
Yep. Yep. Same. It's touching back to what you said before. It's like yeah, the no more logging data manually in and out of. I mean, sales rep, what they would have to do to in and out now is just going to be agentively communicate it, and then so yeah, companies will eventually have to like yeah, wow, we're even redoing their whole data warehouse type style to just like adapt to this new model where now you'll have more agentic or voice agents to access data outside of humans in a sense. But yeah, that's lean.
Well, think about how seamless it is calling another one, auto parts, right? You call
Mm-hmm.
up an auto parts store and you're like, "Hey, I need windshield wipers." Oh, great. You can call them up at whatever AM. Hey, I need this. It's going to reference their inventory, see what they have,
Mm-hmm.
get a price, get everything, take their credit card over the phone, charge it, have it ready at 8 o'clock the next morning. Person come by, pick it up, and walk away. All done with
Yeah.
voice. Why not? You can do that. It's doable. 100% doable.
Wow. To think of like how
And you don't
it's
have to
like.
wait on hold. Look at Klarna, for example. Klarna is that big, Klarna is the pay now or
Oh yeah,
Klarna
the
is
has the
is a
shopping vendor thing.
yeah, Klarna, yeah. Pay buy now, pay later company. I believe
Oh, I was thinking something
they
different. Gotcha.
yeah, that's what it is. Yep, they have 700. I believe there's 700 call agents, right?
Mm-hmm.
And their average wait time used to be 30 minutes. So you call in for customer service, wait 30 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's down to under 10 minutes. And the reason that is because they used voice AI through Bland in the beginning
Mm-hmm.
to do all the frontline calls. So
Gotcha.
now you can talk and get a lot of stuff done, and they keep building it out, building it out. First, it was with the very basic stuff. Picture like when you open the very like the
Mm-hmm.
FAQs. Picture FAQs, right?
Right.
They just took their FAQs and they put it into the system. Step one, right? Step two is they kept working on they kept recording all these calls, and they started
Mm-hmm.
training the AI on all the calls. And next thing you know, they keep building and building and building. So
Mm-hmm.
it was 15 minutes in the beginning. Now it's under 10 minutes, and now eventually it'd be like 2 minutes, right?
Right.
And worst case scenario, if you want to talk to a live agent, so guess what? 700 employees becomes 300 employees, right? And
Right.
then a year later, it becomes 100 employees.
Mm-hmm.
And then your choice calling Klarna becomes, hey, you can have a conversation with our friendly AI that never takes time off, never has a bad
Mm-hmm.
day, always gives you correct answers, will never lie to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can wait on hold for a live agent. Oh, and let me see. That's a 45-minute wait. Would you like to wait, or would you like to talk to our AI?
Yeah. The competitive advantage of that is like, oh, I mean, customer service, and I mean, yeah, it's just training. The training will get optimized and get way more efficient over time. That is like, yeah, that's pretty
Better than
dangerous. Oh yeah, because the voices and stuff like that. I play with Vappy and stuff. I'm like, yo, this is. I'd rather converse with this and then feed that all the data and then that because they're like, there's not that many variations of like types of questions that they like people come in and ask. So eventually it gets whittled down to like, I mean, almost 90% of everything can be answered through these AI agents.
Yeah, look
Competitive
at
edge.
Sesame, man. Did you hear that one? That's crazy.
Oh, Sesame freaks me out. That's trippy. That's like her level.
I know,
Uh,
right? Her, would you say her level?
yeah, but from the movie Her, it's like
Or whatever, yeah.
straight up like it's there's
Goosebumps.
oh man, but I mean that's a whole nother
I
side.
love with it.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't want to touch it. I'm like, this is too much positive reinforcement that I don't need in my life. It's bad enough that I'm like, I got Siri that I'm like using Siri as a therapist, let alone, but that's the slippery slope. That's why AI girlfriends are like one of the. I mean, chatbots was the earliest, and then now this. I mean, you think of back in the days when it was like the infomercials where you could pick up the phone and you could call someone for those type of calls. Now it's just all, I mean, voice. I mean, there's no, she's so good. And then she learns more about you. And it's like that. I mean, I want that, but for like a Jarvis assistant, like I want that as my own personal assistant. But at the same time, so it's like that's why I have a project to do like NAN for like the community, and like we're trying to put together like a Jarvis exercise, because I do want voice commands to this AI assistant to do functions on my behalf. But yeah, these voices are getting much better. It's interesting. Have you seen the open source Manus come out?
No.
Oh yeah, there's an open called Open Man. I look forward to Manus. Manus is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I watched a couple videos on Manus. Yeah, it's like we gotta wait for access though, right? Because there's a wait list.
Brilliant marketing play, like absolutely brilliant to just waitlist everything and build the hype, and then slowly. I mean, whether it works or not, it's like that because everyone else is like, Claude's like, here's a new version.
Scarcity, man, scarcity.
That was a brilliant play. So now they have an open source. It's slower, it's open source, but because like this before Manus came out, and I wouldn't consider like the only agent that I had in mind, not even a couple weeks ago, was browser use. Browser use, GitHub.
Operator.
GitHub. Well, it's what operator wants to be, because operator is very buggy, because like it's very buggy, it's slow, it hits roadblocks, and then even with Claude, Claude has its own like desktop, let me control desktop or browser, like it's like it's kind of there but it's not there. I'll give you this example. This
Partner messes around with those. I don't have time for that. It's not quite there for me yet.
still, it's like if you only developers would like, you could pick these up and they're really good. Like, so she's ordering a pizza, or having the agent order a pizza, and it's pretty. So Sabrina, she owns Bluetato, and she's using it for two use cases, which is very interesting. One is to troll or monitor comments in LinkedIn, and then anytime they comment, it's basically ManyChat. If they comment a word, follow, and then send them a lead magnet. So it's logged in as her to do those types of, like, this is the only one I would say is like browser, but now there's Manus that came out. It's like, we'll see. From what I'm seeing, the demos, they're not bad. I mean, this is basically the mature version. It's like, okay, I can see that, but that's, I mean, this is just version 1 and we're month 2 into this year. So by the end of the year, like that's it.
Do you have access or no?
No, well, this one you could just download. This one's been around. This one you could just download. It's probably the most robust. I just haven't played with it yet. But that's like, I've seen a lot of use cases that if you can play with the code, it's what operators wants to be. And it's like pretty robust, but I'm just not a software developer. So it's like, so that's the more regular, or like it just has a browser. It just, you run in like whatever cursor or VS Code, add your API keys, and then it has its own open source browser that it will go. It basically just labels images, forms, tags, feeds it back in, and trying to figure out how to work through the next step. I've seen it order pet food online. I've seen it order pizza. I've seen it replying to comments on LinkedIn, all sorts of different stuff. So I was like, oh, this one's probably the most like real world you could pick up. But again, software, you got to have some coding background.
So you use ChatGPT a lot? Is that mainly OpenAI?
Yeah, ChatGPT is my daily. And then if I want like more advanced, because most of my job is all just like copywriting for custom GPTs. Oh shit, I wrote one last night. This one's dope, just for fun. Because I can't find a really good science fiction audiobook right now. And so I loaded this one up with a bunch of books from Ocean of PDF, where you could just download all free books, any book, PDF, free. And then I loaded this one up to be a science fiction writer, just to kind of like write some science fiction stories in the type of topics I want. And that was actually pretty fun. But at the same time, most of my thing is just mostly copywriting, and a lot of in the community, it's just helping people.
What's your favorite one-liner? Do you ever? I just sent you one in the chat.
Right.
Did you ever see something like that?
No, given all you know about me, I've seen the wait. What am I best? Oh, I've seen styles of that, but I haven't.
Just pop in GPT. You may not want
But-
to show it to anybody to see what happens.
But do you need memory enabled to do this?
Just pop it in there and see what happens.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, and see what it actually knows. Yes, you don't have memory on. Yeah.
Yeah, I turned memory off, so I was like,
Got
but
it.
if I had memory on, then for sure that would be interesting. That's
I kept memory on, and it's nuts. Very accurate. Yeah. At
that.
this point, I don't even care. Whatever.
My favorite ChatGPT prompt is translate for average Joe. Whatever it gets me, I'm like, can you translate it for average Joe? And then I'm like, that's what I want for marketing, copywriting, email. I'm like, done.
Did you see these guys on Amazon I can't believe this shit. There was I think it was like talking about a hustle. They went on. They did Four Dummies, right? The whole Four Dummies
Oh
series.
wow.
They went on Amazon and they found like all these books for like Microsoft using the new Windows or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they were going to GPT and other LLMs and basically creating ebooks and selling them because they were like $15 for the books that were on there, and they were undercutting them, selling for like $10, and they were selling thousands of copies.
Brilliant.
The
Absolutely
whole
brilliant.
thing was written by GPT.
Yeah, because you could just
Yeah,
streamline that
there's
workflow.
volume there. Nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
It's how to use Windows. Like people buy that stuff. The Four Dummies. You can write the entire Four Dummies with any of this stuff. You'd be like GPT Four Dummies. I guarantee that would sell. Just go like write GPT for Dummies.
Yeah, it's like
Go and write that. See what happens. Watch now. Somebody hears this recording. It's like 100 people writing it.
now everyone's trying to like. I mean, look at the views. Not bad for views.
Stuff sells. Though. Look at
113.
all the ratings on
Mm-hmm.
that stuff.
13, 30, 13, low
122.
ticket. Let's
Because
pick this one.
if you've got that many reviews,
Oh god,
there's
ChatGPT
a
for
lot more people that are buying it.
ChatGPT for seniors for sure. Let's just pick one. Let's do this one.
You want to make a few thousand real quick? Oh yeah.
Easy. Samuel. What's your bio, Samuel?
Nice images. Here's your book.
Yeah. And then go to 11 Labs and turn it into an audiobook.
There you go.
That's the game is there's already like whether it be you're basically just taking whatever's the best seller, whether it be a SaaS product, whether it be a knowledge product book or something, and then it's your speed to develop and build an MVP and then monetize. You still need traffic. That's the biggest thing. Hi Samuel, you look like an AI dude. Married. He's just a 40-year-old AI enthusiast on a mission to make technology accessible for everyone. What book summary are you writing? Oh my gosh. Just pumping out just like a new book every week, even less. Oh, and then you got multi-language too.
Yeah.
Dr. T, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. This has been a fun conversation, not gonna lie. This has been like very, very riveting. Like, oh my gosh. Please unmute yourself and welcome. Like, this is totally, can you? There you go. Okay, cool. Sorry. Yeah, I'm testing it out. No, because I got Meetup linked straight to it. So I get you get a lot of spammers, but you're good. Welcome to the chat.
Thank you. And thanks for the, I know when you set it up, but the email, because I was like, shoot, forgot what is he going on, and then I got the email, and then.
Yeah, I figured.
Yes.
Just make it easy. It's like, that's the game. It's like, because since I'm banned from TikTok for a couple of days, I'm like, well, this live stream setup is with Zoom is like working out real nice.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
So you never told me what you said to get banned.
Oh yeah,
Making money or something? I mean,
that word.
really?
Yeah, that was the word. You can't say that on TikTok. YouTube you can, but
Is that,
well, I'm on YouTube, so YouTube doesn't matter. Zoom doesn't really care. It's only TikTok that will actually flag. The algorithm will flag you but that's of all the cuss words that I cuss so much on my show, that was the one that it keeps coming up. It's warned me once before, and I was like, what did I was like, oh yeah, okay. And then I caught it myself last time and it just killed the stream. It's like two tries, and then
you said swear? I didn't catch it.
oh, I said I'll say all sorts of other cuss words, but that word is flagged as hate speech.
Yeah, that one. Oh, wow. Oh,
The
yeah.
R word.
Yeah.
You say the R word.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, good to know. All right. I'll take the arrows so that everyone else can learn.
I can't tell you how many times I got banned. I got live shut straight down. Like I was shut off in the middle of the stream. Just went dead. Like what'd I do? Nothing.
That's the game. The algorithm is always watching, but it's like
I think I was talking about like weight loss or something. I said like I think that was really what tweaked it out. I said something about like I was talking about fitness or something. I said something about using something and maybe stress or anxiety or weight loss. One of those things that just didn't like and it shut off immediately.
yeah, I mean, it's not bad. YouTube's lenient, doesn't care. Instagram is just a ghost town. Just like, just TikTok, but that's the most distribution. That's where everyone's at. So it's like,
you know, and I wanted to mention that, and I got to run pretty soon too.
Mhm.
I'm on the East Coast, so it's getting late here. I was invited. Have you guys used Poppy AI? It's pretty cool. It's like a whiteboard. One of my
sounds
favorite.
alright.
And it's basically it's hard to explain. It's a visual system. So you have a whiteboard and you can connect all these different things. Let's say YouTube, for example. You can put all these YouTube videos there and make the connection to the text box and say, take all these YouTube videos, condense them, give me what they said in there. See how it's set up?
Gotcha.
Very, very cool. Very powerful. You can use voice. I highly recommend it. But
Very
they have
interesting.
A private group. It's the only thing I've ever seen that's like this. By the way, it's really affordable. I think I paid like $300 for an entire year, and you get like credits to use. But if you're into content development, this is
Oh, my
this
master.
is the move, man.
Wow.
This
This
this thing is really cool.
this
A
is
lot
like
of
what a
creators that I know use this to ideate, help with ideation.
yeah, because the closest when I see that is like Obsidian, and like Obsidian is this free flow and stuff like, which is like horrible to use and stuff like that. But the
Really cool people too. They're really down to earth. They inventor this. So I'm in this. I have this like iPhone chat with the founder and all that. So I'm in this like special groups, whatever, because I was in it early. But he had a special guest on. It was the founder of scaling with systems, right?
why does that sound familiar?
Irritated me for a while, but then I'm like, listen to him anyway because he knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah, I know. Here's that. I was like, I know this font market. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
My personal opinion, a little bit abrasive, but it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, you're either gonna be in his world or not. Yeah.
I try to separate that out and be like, I'm just gonna try to be open-minded if I can, right? But he was giving a presentation to like a private group, and I had my AI in there recording it, and he had these slides. This blew my mind. He said it was 90% of the people that make over $100,000 in the United States. Oh, no, it's the other way around. Of the people that make over $100,000 in the United States, 90% of those people are on YouTube daily.
Interesting.
Daily. And check this out. He said also, and they say 57% of statistics are made up on the spot. So there was definitely another statistic that that had to do with how many people, basically the broke ass people,
Right.
are on LinkedIn. You think like, oh, LinkedIn, like, oh,
True.
professional.
That's true.
Those people are broke.
It's true.
The average income on LinkedIn is like 40 or 50K. It's like blew me away. Like people like, so if you have an agency, if you're looking for business, you think you're gonna go to like LinkedIn and get all the the CEOs and all the people, all the cash. They're not there. The highest one is YouTube, and the second place was Instagram, and that kind of shocked me too. I'm like, Instagram, interesting.
It's that totally makes sense. I tell people, I was like, sorry riffing today too. I was like, because a lot of people in the community are looking for leads on LinkedIn. I was like, you have a better chance of finding quality leads on Meetup.com than on LinkedIn. There are more business professionals there that have more disposable income, but it's contrary. Everyone wants to be on. Everyone when they start a B2B service, they're like, or B2B something, they're like, oh, I could just scrape leads on LinkedIn, and that's where everyone is. But it's like, no, that's just 9-to-5ers. Like they're all broke trying to get a new job. That's it.
Yeah, and let me talk about that because we run an agency, a pretty successful one for LinkedIn and cold email. This is the problem, and I not only learned this recently in the last year or so. The major problem with LinkedIn is the updates are done by users. So think about that. We're all busy, right? Context. People are switching jobs like crazy now, right? Because companies suck. Working for people is horrible. So you work there, you quit, you go to another job. What are you going to do? Change your LinkedIn? You don't give a shit about LinkedIn. Most people don't care. So then all these people are like, I'm going to scrape LinkedIn. Dude, you haven't worked there in like 10 years. That's 5 jobs ago I worked there, right?
Right.
So you get all that data. You start emailing those people, and all those emails bounce, and now your emails are landing in spam. Well, go ahead and scrape LinkedIn.
Right.
60% of the people on LinkedIn, it's not updated. 60%.
Wow, that's so yeah,
because it
yeah.
because the platform doesn't give a shit. They don't update. They don't care where you work. They just care. They want to get your attention on the platform like every other platform. But they don't care if it's accurate.
Hmm.
You know, in people's profiles, go to some people's profiles, and they've got like 4 links there of their websites. Every one of them are 404s.
Hmm. That's so true. That's like
So I would not highly recommend not going to LinkedIn.
yeah, that's what I tell you. I was like, don't trust. Build a brand. Go on. That's why a lot of people. It's a shift in mentality for them to go from there to TikTok. They have to go get over this barrier that like TikTok is more than just like dancing and cat videos. It's like, oh no, it's live, and even to there's another level to get to the live streaming business model where it's like you're live streaming for sales. That's your attention distribution. And so it's like that's I just one of my clients is a life coach, and he's like, should I run Google ads? Should I run this? And I was like, post daily on TikTok and go live daily. Do that for 90 days. You'll get more attention and leads. But then that's a whole nother barrier where people just don't know how to create content. Because creating short form content is like, it took me 2 years to try and figure that out. And now like kind of a little better, more or less. But now I can. So that's where it's the content game is the hardest, but also the most unlimited leads that you're getting for relatively, if like, because now with the For You page and what I predict for the rest of the year is that followers don't really count as a metric anymore, because the algorithm and
Verbalize what I was thinking.
yeah, because the algorithm is basically
Metric.
yeah, it's not it's not going to notify even if you go live or do stuff like that. But everything is now on the For You page basically. So it's like you can have accounts with very low following and views blow up faster because the whole game that's why I like TikTok algorithm better than Instagram, because the TikTok algorithm actually really will understand who you are, what you're interested in, to try and keep you on the platform faster than the other one. I treat Instagram more like it's just like because their business model is more pay to play. You're paying for the ads to generate they're banking on you to boost your posts as a revenue stream if you want attention, whereas TikTok wants to compete with Amazon, and so they're like we'll push more creators on our platform and then give you more attention because we'll make more revenue as an e-commerce platform because they're China's way ahead, more or less.
Yeah. That's what it's about, man. Blowing up there because you don't have to have followers anymore. It's really about content and interest, and For You, you hit it on the head. Matter of fact,
That's the game.
Since the algorithm really shifted about 18 months ago or so,
Mm-hmm.
if I like somebody, I don't follow them, because when I follow people, I never see them anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually hurts me, because then I'm interested in their content, I like their content, and that's it. Maybe I'll make a comment or something, but I don't. I've noticed that when I follow people, they just go away like forever.
Interesting.
I just don't see them anymore. It's strange. I don't know why that happens, but that's just my accounts.
Yeah, for me, I follow all the competitors in my AI influencer space, so they feed me content. But on the other side, if I find someone interesting, I'll throw a like or comment, or even pretend to share, and then the algorithm will go find it will keep me in the loop on whatever stuff they're doing later on. Like there really is the lives, like when they go lives. And I got the idea from a lot of like musicians and rappers that were like live streaming all day. And I was like, and it's all day. It's like, and I'm like, is there enough? Is there too? It's like, no, it's like, that's now, because I was talking with my client as a life coach, and I was like, a lot of my clients are like not in the US per se. I've got ones in the Bahamas, the UK, Jamaica, Canada. And I was like, and he's like, so they just pay the US rate? I'm like, yeah, but they found me all through TikTok. I just have to go live earlier because of the time zone difference. That's the thing I'm competing with, is like the different time zones. That's the game. Ivan.
I'm going to chill out for a while. I tried to put my AI in here so we can record it, but I couldn't get it in. I don't know. Maybe it got rejected.
It'll be on YouTube. Yeah.
Check it out there.
But dude, Ivan,
I
appreciate that.
Go to some of the sites that you showed me.
Yeah, anything like the growth list or like the tools or anything else like that. I'm sorry we didn't get to roast your website. Maybe later, but
Listen, if you want to roast it, I'll hang out for another minute. I mean,
yeah,
this
yeah,
Albert T's got something to add if he wants, but
super easy.
roast it.
That's what everyone loves the roasting on like on TikTok. They're like, roast me next, roast me next. And I was like, getting ready to cook. Then I say the R word, and all of a sudden, I was like, damn. What was it again?
The new one is conduit automation. And this one's
Perfect.
actually not going like live. We're not promoting it until Monday,
Mm-hmm.
but it's live enough to look at for sure.
Nice. And it comes down to like which one of these markets do you want to target with this? Because these types of whenever you're marketing to more than one niche, the conversion rate is horrible. Actually, and interesting enough, Sabrina posted in LinkedIn her sales conversion metric for her sales page for Blotato. It actually is pretty good. So her sales page converts at 5.3% of cold traffic into trials. And I'm like, that's actually pretty good. And I was like, oh, nice. She's like trying to get to 10%. I'm like, maybe like lead magnets and funnels and like free stuff, like that's a higher conversion. But your sales, like my sales converts at 5 to 6% maybe. And it's like, that's pretty good because there's always, for me, it's like 3% rule. But yeah, that's later. So when it comes to this, and I kind of like, I deleted the comment. I was like, let me roast your website, Sabrina, please. It always comes down to which one of these do you want to target the most? You could build out a separate funnel or like slash and then a separate landing page for each one. But that's what's really going to convert is basically if you have a separate page, let's take junk removal, for example, for one of them. If I mean, honestly, even a separate domain for junk removal for that, because you want more in your VSL right here, a case study of like, I was a junk removal. Before I struggled with automation, I was losing sales because I was missing phone calls, but now using the conduit system, I'm able to generate more leads, generate more sales or something like that. So it's really the case study right there because they're going to come and you're literally going to say, we did the roofers one time and that was really good because it's like for roofers, we do marketing or AI automation for you guys. And then because they want to talk about in that niche for say junk removal, they have certain it could be the phone calls, could be for them it's really like call and automation and speed to lead. That's like their one biggest problem. And then if they're a bigger organization or bigger team wise, delegating and then also coordinating and logistics is a big issue. So they just want you to want to hear those types of problems and how you've used AI or automation to solve them. Because then they're going to be like, oh, I have those issues. And they're going to say like, oh, you're a junk removal guy in the VSL. That would be the main
I
thing.
think what we should do is my business partner and I did talk about having a page. So when you click on, excellent, it seems so annoying. I might turn that off.
Mm-hmm.
We might have a page. So when you click on the individual business, it will take you to that page. But if you were to listen to it, there are actual voice recordings of people calling in and experiencing problems that are specific to their business. So, you know, we used some studies to figure out what their top few questions were, and we put them into the demo. So when they click on it, they should be the questions that they're receiving all the time anyway.
I don't know if I still got they were mostly on advertising on Instagram. They did the voice feature is like a fascinating sales call for a lot of them. They're like, wait, I have an AI voice, like answer questions while I'm on the job. And even if it just does take a message is already light years ahead for them. There was one, it was such a great ad campaign. Same thing what they did this, they're basically go high level, but they would actually, it was a camera and they were standing next with the business owner and the business owner would call and talk to the AI voice. And then at the end of the call, they would say, so what'd you think about it? And they're like, wow, they actually sounded really good. They answered all my questions. And that scenario, it's almost like, I don't know if you remember in in like the 80s, 90s, there used to be a commercial where they sold sunglasses. It was like a sun, and they would just go to like a beach and say, "Hey, try these on," and they would just capture their reaction. The reaction was what sold that. So that type of campaign or like demo or even that will like I mean, you even have to get crazy with like all the other automations to just
Oh, I want
demoing that.
I want to get crazy with everything. I want to do crazy stuff. I want to go out there on the street with like, some money and be like, here, listen to this.
Ooh.
Those perform well.
What I predict, what actually no one's doing on YouTube. I love this Upflip. I love this channel for like, remember the one you shared was like for business advice and stuff. These guys, they interview business owners and have a great show where
I just found those guys.
Dude.
It's so funny. I just found out about them recently.
they're awesome. If you did this type of show, but talking about AI, and like just a case, like go into a project and then treat it like a television show, this is why because I think of the story of how Dana White really took off with the UFC. Going bankrupt, couldn't get sponsorship, couldn't get attention, but it wasn't until he created a TV show, The Ultimate Fighter home TV show. That concept of the TV show, that's what did the marketing and pushed the sales. So,
Yeah. This is my multi-million-dollar idea, and somebody could take it too. And here's another one I think could be very big. It just spawned my brain about this one. People love those feel-good, videos where people go on the street and they're like, hey, and I don't really love the exploiting homeless people. I kind of actually hate that when people go, they're like, oh, here's $10 for a burger. They bring them food. It's kind of like, dude, you're taking like some poor person that's like down and out, and you're filming it. You're putting it on YouTube. Asshole.
Yep.
Whatever. I swore a little bit. But the point is, doing good using TikTok items, because there's an affiliate play, right? So for example, there's a stupid scrub brush. You see them TikTok live, see them like scrubbing their toilets and stuff with this, basically it's a big toothbrush on a stick, and they're scrubbing stuff. Well, those affiliates get paid and they do lives, right? Going to people like elderly, and there's all kinds of people that are trapped in their house, they can't clean and stuff, and saying, look, I'm going to come in your house and I'm going to clean your house with the vacuum cleaner that's sold on TikTok, with the roto brush, whatever.
Wow.
All these things are in a little shopping cart.
Right.
Say, I'm going to come to your house and clean it on a live. So you're cleaning the house, you're doing good, you're cleaning a house for somebody, and you're telling the people, look, you're buying this helps me go out and clean these people's houses that are like, they're old and they can't do it on their own. So I'm using these TikTok things that are in my shop right now. And it becomes viral because you have a channel of just going out and doing good for people using the items that happen to be for sale on TikTok.
That's right.
They're streaming the whole thing live, then they go on your shop and buy it. So when they're on the YouTube video, they see the video of you doing the good deed,
Right.
and then they go over and click, and it supports your lifestyle, so you can go out and do more of that thing, right? So everybody wins, right? Customer gets a good deal, person gets their, you can go out and do that type of charity work for somebody, and you get paid.
I've seen the charity videos where they'll cut the grass or they'll build a new fence. We've all get fed the same content.
Same thing. But just use monetize.
Yeah, monetize it.
Products from TikTok Shop.
Brilliant. It's like we'll call it the good cycle. But that's Infinite Hack. I think of this guy when I think of like good positive content. He does like super helpful, like nice stuff, and I'm like, what's your bit? I was like, the only thing I think of is like his business model is just views, which pays back, but I think he's also doing merch. What's your funnel? Donate. Nice.
Right? But instead of merch, you got the stuff that you're using is for sale on TikTok.
Brilliant.
It's on your shop.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great play because it's all at the end of the day. It's like that's something I want to do with like the community. Is like I want to turn it into a Netflix, or not Netflix, but like a Upflip type show where we can go into the business, train them, use these new tools, and then now they can see the positive effect of like, oh, now we're able to work more efficiently, employees are more happier. We're not, because I want to also do kind of like where it's like AI is not replacing humans per se. It's like, oh, here's now you're able to do so much more, and give all the boring and tedious stuff to the automations and stuff.
Let's help as many people as we can and make money in the process, right?
Yeah, just monetize it. There's a way. That would be the ultimate.
Unfortunately, though, it's not all good, man. The World Economic Forum, I was reading, they said that 85 million jobs are expected to be replaced by AI.
You will own nothing and be happy. Thanks, Cloud. Schwab, like, that's why did you see the Claude Anthropic CEO at the Council of Foreign Relations saying that we won't need software developers in a few years, and everyone's like jumping on that news, and it's like they play on that hype to fear a lot of people from like one career to it's like because that's their hope as far as a utopia where it's like everything's Wally but it's just them, but at the same time it's like that's where I feel more is like as long as we like for what my mission is let me upskill employ or entrepreneurs with these tools so they could compete with or stay competitive in this market.
It's a level playing field, you know. It really is. First time in history, we're really lucky to be around now and to have this opportunity, you know, to do it. So, yep, that's the way it works.
What are your thoughts, Dr. T? I know you're always multitasking.
Of course, just listening, and I'm literally taking down those notes and practicing note taking what some of the stuff you're saying in notation, and I just got to get my typing speed up. But I definitely agree. And as far back as LinkedIn, you talked about LinkedIn, and even that was back then, and then up to the UFlip. I'm going to look at UFlip. But yes, attention has always been commoditized, just not at this level. You know what I mean? So it's just you can get that attention. Value has always been value to who is valuable to, whether it be $1 or whether it be a joke or drama. And so we humans are some funny creatures when it comes down to it. But it's very, very interesting. I love listening to how the different conversation that y'all are having gives me ideas to then like, oh shoot, I didn't think about that. Not just the business ideas that you were just giving, but just any ideas that you're talking about. Like I saw Poppy AI before, but then I was like, oh no, I could do this, and then I'm like typing some stuff down. So.
Speaking of Notion, someone reminded me, pinged me in the course. I forgot this was a lesson. There's a lesson called microtasks. When you go through it, this is a great framework right here. Just this template right here. This is how I document any type of tasks so that it's all stored. So you have like a goal, what you're trying to accomplish. Then right below it is bullet point lists where you just hyperlink any resource or like, here's the website to do this. Here's the ChatGPT conversation to do this, reference to that task. And then you do step 1 to step done. This allows me, whether it be in Notion or in TickTick, to store all the information for, and I'll just repeat that, like for different parts of the project, for example, any task. That's been the best way of like note-taking wise in Notion. And like, hey, everything's stored in here, so when you reference it, you can pull it. Here's the links. Here's the and then you hyperlink so that you give some more context around it. And then this framework's been great.
Are you putting that in?
This is actually so the ChatGPT course is technically like a year old. This was it's lesson it's in micro tasks. It's like close to the end of it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. I remember that. Okay. I didn't put that, so I did ChatGPT first and went through all of them so I could go, and I did not even relate that back to when I went to the others.
Yeah, I wanted to add it to the Notion course, but someone pinged and I was like, oh shoot, it's still there. Nice. So that's a good one. And then Upflip, for Upflip, the best, it's the only series that they've done a 2-part. They've never done a 2-part for any other episode. This one, they interview this, I forgot what he makes in some warehouse. He practices Kaizen, which is the Japanese philosophy of continuous optimization. Is how Toyota was able to outcompete all the American car manufacturers. This guy lives and breathes both the philosophy and the practice, and to see it applied in his business is like a art of a machine that he's able. His employees are trained in the mindset. It's a philosophy and mindset as well as a way of working. And basically, at the end of the day, what it does is it allows you to work super efficiently, optimize your workspace. You get into like Kanban boards, like Trello style, and then how you're, because everything that's why I got into like Cider. the time it takes me to open a tab, go to ChatGPT, log in, give it a prompt, I'm like, that's time wasted. I need something I could talk to ChatGPT right in the same window. And so that's why I found Cider, and that saved me like 45 minutes a day. So it's that mindset of like, you're just trying to eliminate waste throughout your processes, throughout whatever you're working on, for example.
Yeah, I agree. And what plan do you have on Cider?
I'm on the $10 one. I haven't. I definitely upgraded it. And then here's the cool thing about Cider. Let me go to Notion. The cool thing, yeah, here we go. Let's just use this. You could highlight a text, and then I'm using this improve button is like such a hack. I'm like, cause I'm like, yeah, something like this, and then I'll highlight it and then click improve. And then it rewrites it, and then I'll click replace, and then it just automatically replaces it, which is like I use that like 50 times a day. Then here's the cooler part. When you highlight, you go through the 3 dots. You have other ones that you can use or pin, but if you go to the setting, the options here, it takes you to the Chrome extension settings. So here there's a list. There's a couple different ones, but the main one is called reading and writing. And then you go here to manage prompt. Now here they have their own like versions of like they're basically pre-made prompts. Here's the hack: you could create your own prompt here. So give it a name. I call it say average Joe 2, and then your prompt. When it highlights a text and copies it, basically, what do you want it to do with the prompt? So I'll say translate this text to average Joe, whatever. And then I'll click save. So now I have this prompt that I can use for any write. Think of it because you could either like make longer, make shorter, make more persuasive, explain code, answer this question. The fact that I could do custom, so you could have your own here. They have some really good ones here. Explain the post, turn it into a blog post, explain this code, turn this into a to-do list, write this as a sales email, change the tone. These are just like, this is mostly just for communication. As you're writing, just highlight the text, quickly rewrite it. And then if I'm like something I want to start talking, like I want a little more, I have the keyboard shortcut Command E as in Edward. So E as in Edward. And then now when I press that, I get Cider that pops out. And now I'll just mostly change it to like one of the models right here. And then I'll have a conversation and just be like, okay, let's think or brainstorm, basically a ChatGPT conversation. They have some other stuff like OCR you can upload or extract. I haven't really, the search feature was pretty cool. Like go search the web and answer. But between just rewrite custom prompts and then having this extension for, okay, let me just chat with an AI to just get my thoughts out for something, that's been super efficient. And then bigger projects, I'll go to ChatGPT and work out like, okay, let's build out an email campaign or let's work out a strategy. And then also too, a lot of people just may or may not know if they're watching, the voice feature on ChatGPT, just click the voice option and just talking with it is like also a great productivity hack throughout the day.
Oh my goodness, yes. Once I learn how to use it, because everything you just did will be a workflow that I'm used to, especially starting with the improve part. I used to, in writing some of my dissertation, I would go to Grammarly and do it's something just like that, improve, but it's like rewrite it. Then I take that and then I rewrite it, and then I'll have to copy that, paste that in. My goodness.
It would say 45 minutes a day. Just that. That's why I was like $10 done. I haven't capped out yet, so.
Yeah, that would save so much. That would save so much time. Way more than 45 minutes when I was doing my research.
That's Cider.
Yes. That's amazing.
Superpowers. Nice. Ivan, pleasure. Definitely. Thank you so much for such a great, engaging conversation. I appreciate it. And then we got in the YouTube world, we got Classic Hank. That's like, this is good stuff. And Alfredo, what's up? Sorry, guys, I'm banned on TikTok for the next 3 days on live. So that's why we're doing this live. If you guys also a part of the email list at Simple Tech Sales, you'll get the Zoom link to attend. And right now we're just kind of, I have a Zoom and YouTube. I'm kind of live streaming at the same time for now. So it's the people in YouTube world.
Okay.
But yeah, this at least the Zoom setup, this has been working well. So it's like got the Zoom, still live streaming through Streamlabs. I did a Instagram live test, and then I was like, nah, that is not worth it. It's like, let's chill. But at the Zoom, because I'll have I promoted everything on Meetup and Eventbrite, and actually just funnels them to a Squeeze page, because I don't want to give the Zoom link because there's like so many Twitch spammers on it, super annoying. But if you go to the link in bio, I created a it should double check edit event. How do I edit? Am I logged in? Oh, there we go. Hopefully. Oh yeah, cool, it's there. So copy. So I just built a Squeeze page and lead pages, grabs their email, and then puts them in a 30-day sequence that says, hey, you get 10 on the lives. Here's the Zoom, YouTube, or TikTok. So let's see if we build that out.
It's called a Squeeze page.
Yeah, so a Squeeze page basically is like the only thing. It's lead magnet, Squeeze page fundamentally are defined the same thing. It's just like, hey, irresistible offer. Do you want this? Enter your email, and that's the only thing on this. It's the same thing as the homepage, but that way I build, because there's the most important part, is the email list, because even like TikTok, boom, shut me down instantly, and I was like, oh shit. But I'm not worried, because I'm like, I still got my email list of 700 subscribers. I'm like, your business will live or die based off that email list. You could always take and rebuild or continue going. And then now I'm just sent, as you saw with the email blast notification, I was like, hey, by the way, reminder, I'm going live Zoom, because not everyone is in the community app all the time. And then plus this is also nurturing a lot for, because I'm trying to, instead of the lives, but also the same for the email list, is like, let's get those people onto a Zoom call that they may not be YouTube or TikTok native. So it's like, because a lot of people TikTok are just not on TikTok as well too. They're like the Instagram crowd. So for them, they want the Zoom. And so I think the Zoom will eventually, that will start to grow. And then but again, more channels. And then everything did good for Buffer today, as far as they had a little trouble with Instagram posting. They only posted like 3 out of the 6 posts, but it did end up posting. So hopefully I could build up back my Instagram account. LinkedIn also is like a traffic source. So probably after 30, I want to say 60 days, I'll be able to get more analytics to see how traffic from LinkedIn and Instagram are coming in, and then still on the free plan with Buffer, which is nice.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Out in
Yeah.
the community, while you're in there, could I search the post, the one that I think you made it as a post, the aggressive timeline that you said, like, how would I,
Which
if I didn't know,
which timeline?
the timeline about possible courses?
Oh, okay, cool. Good question. Let's see. Let's type February. Okay, so this search button in the upper right hand corner, there's that one there. Because I was looking for a post the other day too, and I was like, there got to be a better good search. And so far, so like that post, I know the word February is there. And then here, upcoming course schedule. That technically, so this just search posts. It doesn't search things from courses, because technically that's in the start. I got probably do a little better as far as like, I just gave access to everyone, everything now. So everyone should have. So I have these 3 as far as the courses coming soon, getting started checklist, and the AI tools. But once I got to put the Zoom link. I like the Zoom link out, but we'll see. Trying to figure out how to organize these types of resources, to at least maybe in a course, quick go. Because like the Zoom link is also very hard for people. Like, where's the Zoom link? How can I attend? Especially for the office hours. I was like, let me just put it in the email, and you just click the email, you're done.
Makes sense. Because I wanted to look on here, and I just did to see if I click up. I know we can suggest
dude.
The annuals can suggest things, but I was wondering if ClickUp would be.
Yes, because I want to move for March. I want to move Go High Level possibly down, maybe get into a little go high level, but because I haven't updated for this. Like Blotato is not a thing. Honestly, like because buffer and then Blotato is, it's not going to help anyone in the long run. I still have HeyGen to do. Chat base, HeyGen a little low, but to answer your question, yes, I want to like prioritize ClickUp. Speaking of which, I'll give you a quick appetizer too. ClickUp. Let me ask and you shall receive. Actually, wait, what am I doing here? Let's do this. Because yeah, people, for example, a lot of people, I'm excited. Josh is working with Damon to like collaborate on a project, and I'm like super excited. Like they're like the first like job connection, and I'm like, oh, this is exciting. But Josh just needs experience with ClickUp. He has the makeup or make.com automation skills, super advanced. Like he's doing great with that. I just need to get him with ClickUp, and he'll be really dangerous basically. So I might as well just move these down. Just this one because I'm going to work also on the product, because the productivity one's important for just time management. Because everyone's like,
you just went over what is going to be, I know, a game changer for me.
Yeah, because speaking of which, because I want to share, I'm gonna put this podcast, because like who do I listen to? Brian, Mark, podcast. He did a podcast today. Oh my god! Like one of the things he has 3 coaching programs that I'm modeling for my coaching program, and one of the biggest things that people in the $5,000 to $10,000 range struggle with is time management. Blocking off time, because it's a lot of the boring routines. Like you got to just post content, go live, attend to your clients. Like it just becomes repetitious once you've got the routine down. Like and so he has this great episode right here called "The Business Model That Scales to 100K." A banger of an episode. So I'll put this in the community form here. And then for the course, because one of the things he talks in there is like time management. So that's going to be there. And then April. So that's going to be dope. So I got the productivity I'm going to finish this week. Chatbots, that's going to be an easy one. ClickUp. You want to click, because I think ClickUp's more valuable for a lot of people than NAN agents. And then we can move HeyGen down to April. We'll see. We'll move that. But that's pretty, because the ClickUp is valuable both for people that want to use it for back-end operations. Because like, for example, Dalton, his mortgage process is not centralized in anything. He was using Go High Level to try and manage both the CRM and tasks and projects, but everything kind of lived in his head. So he just needs ClickUp and make.com, and that's already going to 3x his deal flow or velocity of deals, enabled to, because he has team members he can invite in, delegate tasks, and then later on trigger automations to make.com to grab some data, update some data basically. So ClickUp, and then let me post. That's awesome too, because the course is evolving. The community is evolving as well too. Very excited.
I am too, in a great way, because I am how you're following him. I'm taking notes on. At first it was mental notes. Now with Notion, I can take some physical notes. How you're doing this community, the things that I really enjoy, the things that I see other people enjoying, to just bring the best of that too.
Please copy, like, because I'm copying from other communities of learning, like the job board, the meetup. I need to do some type of engagement, like a workshop or an activity around, like once a month, maybe a hackathon or something that can get the community around. TBD. I'll make this thing live, because I used to have. I'll make it open. You're watching me basically now, like create a course. Basically, it's like, okay, I create a space, and then I give it open permission, so everyone should have access. I'll just publish. Simple. So then it automatically adds everyone. And then under here, because I'm in admin mode, I'll go edit lessons. Oh yeah, here's the first time. Yeah, so add a section, and then this is ClickUp course. And then from the section, you add a lesson. You got quizzes and stuff. We'll see. Click up course. I want to just do something like quick start. That's okay. Cool. It's not the full course for ClickUp, but because I used to sell a ClickUp template to real estate agents, so I give it a name. Click edit. So now I'm in edit mode. So let me go to my brain in Notion. Okay. Let me just come at ClickUp template. Oh God, thank you, Notion. So dope. So this is just a public file. I'm just gonna link this. So this is a public Notion, because in Notion you can make pages public URLs basically, so that they're like self-hosted. Anyone with they don't even have to log in with ClickUp. Becomes a full website. So I'm gonna add this here and be like here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do voice to text. Here is a quick start guide on how to use ClickUp for your business. Period. In March, I'm going to build this out into a more robust course, but this is a great quick start guide. Okay, just something like that. Love. And then highlight, cider, improve, and replace. Nice. Like, just a quick, like, oh God. And then click here for quick start guide, because I needed to give the real estate agents basically, because a lot of them just didn't know how to use ClickUp. And here, and then you go on the left. This is why I like circle. When you upload, you kind of have to wait a couple seconds, and then you can make it draft, make it publish. You can upload files directly from here. You can also, at the default tab, if you want them to see like the curriculum, it's the thing on the right hand side, or if they want to see comments, enable comments. So now save. So that's done. So technically you have access to that, so you could go in to a lesson and click on that. What that takes you to is this page. This is basically from start to finish a comprehensive ClickUp basically masterclass. And it's the way I structured the curriculum is so that these are all the features that you're going to go through even as you're setting it up to finally go even to the advanced stuff. So this, and eventually you'll get into form, but this is everything. This is a whole ClickUp masterclass with resources. And so I pulled a lot from other people just to like do a quick start guide. You'll see some of my stuff. So it's a mix, but that will have everything you know, everything you want to know about ClickUp basically. And then let me post this. I mean, the other thing this is great about digital products, the asset becomes more valuable over time based on, one, the community, not just my knowledge source, but the community collaboration. And then two, as I add more things to it, the value increases over time. So it's like, we're still only maybe 4.5 weeks into this whole community kind of thing. So as people come in, and then I'm taking some stuff and building out the digital marketing course. So stuff that I see as valuable posts, I'm putting them into more courses so that people can streamline. Let's see, hold on. This is my business mentor that I've learned how to do not only digital marketing, but also content and also business building. This episode podcast is a masterclass in how to start your online business. Just understand it's a framework for fitness coaches, but you could apply it to your online business. And then I'm like, good enough. And then improve, cider. Thank you, cider. And then here, link. I think it will give it an image too. Cool. And then I'm just going to grab that catchy title, the business model that scales to 100K per month. Yeah, that's a dope title. Cool. And post.
That was quick. Oh, yes. I look forward to learning that.
That's a good one. So yeah, that's working good. I like the little leaderboard. Yay, Dennis. Everyone's rocking. No, it's working good. So it's like today, I even uploaded today's off. So I'm going to now, or I had a great idea too, because Fireflies doesn't have a per se limitation as far as like timer like number. Okay, unlimited transcriptions and probably unlimited calls. I'll get the 19 ish. Perfect. Because I want to now, I had this thought too. I want to rip through all the courses and transcribe them into transcriptions with step by steps using Fireflies. Because I was wondering, I was like, there's two guys in, maybe we see this in school. There's two guys that I've been following. I'm like, how are they writing these transcriptions? Because it's so detailed. Oh wait, not him, not Liam. Of course, not Liam. School. So this guy does a Go High Level course, and he does these weekly Zooms. And his assistant, I love this, transcribe. I think they're using Fireflies from what I figure is like to transcribe with timestamps. And I'm like, oh, that's dope. So I could quickly, people could just skim through and be like, oh, what was said in today's meeting? Oh, here's all, because we jump around, but there's all valuable stuff. So they could quickly go through. And I'm like, I want to do that for the office hours, and then also do something like that for the course, because the course, it's all video, but I need more like step by step that you could go through after per se.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Learning.
All right. I asked before I let you go. When is the I think you talked about it earlier today. The one-on-one. When are you gonna put that?
So all this actually works great. Because I'll send you an email right now. It will have two things. It will have the link to book the hour, and it will have the second the Stripe payment link. And then from there, you just use the same link to book, and you'll do your 4 sessions. And I like them now. I like it that it's one-on-one. I was debating one-on-one or girl. I was like, no, I want to spend just 1 to 2 and budget like an hour and a half after, like so. Yeah, and it'll be the same. That way I could go deep into your business, and then I'm excited to launch that. Dalton wants to join too. Alberto just joined the other day. So yeah, that's going to be the next level.
Awesome. Yep. So I'll do that link. I'll sign that up tomorrow. Beautiful.
Yes. We're growing. We're growing together. I'm so excited. This is working great. Awesome. Well, good live stream. Dr. T, always appreciate you. Thank you so much. And then let's say bye to everyone in YouTube world, Alfredo, Hank, and Tom. Tom now found me from TikTok, so good to see you, Tom. We'll get to your stuff in the next session, but this is now, I'm banned from TikTok for the next 3 days, so I'll be back, but this has been the new. If you guys sign up for the link in Simple Tech Skills, you get the email newsletter. You'll get the Zoom link so that you could join. So now we're kind of like Zoom calling, Zoom and live streaming. So